Pickle?
Yes.
Hit the air raid sirens. Monday morning fallout. Of course, when we overreact to the football weekend, it was a robust, voluptuous week of football.
That is accurate.
A lot to get to. A voluptuous week of football. I'll start with my 3 big thoughts. Thought number one for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the Dave Campbell's Texas football rankings. Of course, we'll reveal the rankings coming up here in just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And look, all of us are just guessing. We're just picking names out of a hat.
Yep.
We don't know what we're talking about.
Not at all.
See what the number 1 teams in the state did this week. Just I don't know. It's just a peruse through here. Number 1 in 6A was Galena Park North Shore.
Yeah.
They took on Alvin Shadow Creek, beat them 38-21, handed them their first ever regular season loss. Okay, good for them.
Mm-hmm.
5A Division 1, Denton Ryan. Denton Ryan played in
How
the
about
UIL 100 Kickoff Classic at AT&T Stadium in Arlington and put a hurtin' on Arlington Martin. That 47-24, and honestly, that game was not as close as that score indicates.
No.
That was a
garbage time.
That was just a beat down. It was an impressive victory from Denton Ryan. Okay, number 1, 5A. 5A Division 2,
clobbering.
Ennis. Now you were there.
I was.
You were at Ennis and Red Oak.
And
that score was 52-21. I get the feeling that's not necessarily indicative of how that game went.
garbage time.
Yeah. Ennis put a hurtin' on Red Oak. Yeah, that's 6A and 5A. That's the easy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
4A Division 1, our number 1 team right now is Argyle. Well, they were idle. That's fine. Number 1 team in 4A Division 2 is Carthage. Carthage beat Gilmer by 4 touchdowns, 42-14. Okay, interesting. All right. 3A Division 1, Brock beat Bowie, 79-0. Okie dokie. What about 3A Division 2? 3A Division 2, Canadian. Canadian was idle. Okay, interesting. 2A Division 1, Shiner. Shiner had their district opener, and it's a good Flatonia team, and beat them 49-0 in a game that was, I think, 42-0 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then 2A Division 2, Mart was idle. Interesting. Well, number 1 in 1A Division 1 was Westbrook. They beat Strawn, 45 them, 72-22. That's weird. Balmoral in 1A Division 2 beat Nazareth.
Wait, so you're telling me that all of our number 1s completely clobbered people? Heyo!
Look.
Let's go.
Y'all are gonna pull the tape whenever we have a terrible week with our rankings and like 7 number 1 teams go down. But for now, it's a good week to be number 1. It's good to be number 1. Thought number 2, expectation hangover. We finally got to see a number of college football teams for the first time. And there's this weird thing that happens when you work at Dave Campbell's Texas Football and you put together a 400-page magazine and you read through it 100,000 times, is that you start thinking about these teams like so in depth that when you finally see them, it's a weird thing.
Yes.
It's a weird thing. It's like they're more like figments and then they become realized. And some of those teams, I think at this point, we've kind of played mind tricks on ourselves because they're not acting exactly as we foresaw them acting.
Right.
For example, I think Texas's defense might be a problem.
Yikes. That
now, they came back and won
Ooh.
against Texas Tech, and in the end, this is a game that is based on W's and L's. But defense problem. TCU feels like they haven't figured out their offense.
No.
We thought they had the all offseason. Now, part of it is the Max Duggan situation. I'm certainly sensitive to that. I understand that.
Right.
But, I mean, they lose to Iowa State. Texas A&M.
Dude, just a colossal downfall.
That was kind of gross. Now, again, look, the name of the game's winning, and they won.
And they did.
But, like, this was a team I expect to, like, roar out of the gates and, like, look the part. Again, especially against an overmatched Vanderbilt team, and they just...
That was like the Michael Scott gif of, like, the...
They just didn't... I don't know. Like, it just looked... It was off. But then there's, like, surprises on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I don't think anybody expected Texas State to go up to Boston College and very nearly hand them an L. Now, they came up short, lost in the end, but they led pretty much wire to wire.
That first half was pretty.
And I'll tell you what I certainly did not have on my vision board this year.
Please tell me it's UTEP.
And that is UTEP just beating the crap out of a team. UTEP
awesome.
just hammered Louisiana Monroe.
It was awesome.
Like I said, I didn't have the TV on a ton this weekend. I had it kind of on. I was paying attention to games and stuff like that. But like basically, the UTEP game was so far off my radar. And then like I get a final alert. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, that was around the same time as the Stars game starting, so we had switched over. But yeah, we saw that and I said, hop on the train, baby.
Man,
that was awesome.
Wild. Okay, thought number 3, halfway home. You guys want to hear something weird?
Yeah.
This week is the midpoint for 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A, the regular season.
We're in week 5.
We're in week 6.
6. Shoot. Gosh. Yeah.
This is the midpoint. Crap. Like a bunch of teams, their season's halfway over.
Yeah.
I know it feels like we just started with 6A and 5A because we did, but yeah. That hit me this weekend. Yeah. I was like, it's week 6. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, guys, the next high school football games, actually, I think there's a game on Tuesday, so that's not true. Yes. But like the next like slate of high school football games will be in October.
Yeah, wow. It was really weird covering a 5 and 6A game where it was week 1 for them. Yeah. And so then I think my mind is kind of transitioned into, okay, we're in the early half of the season, but we're not.
Yeah. So anyway,
goodness.
That was pretty crazy. Anyway, 3 helmet stickers. A helmet sticker for Comanche athlete Bryce Hermsmeyer. 12 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, and added 52 yards of offense in a very, very impressive performance there for Comanche as they, what was the final score in that game? As they edge out Cisco 14-7. Very impressive from Bryce Hermsmeyer for Comanche. He gets a helmet sticker. A helmet sticker for Baylor's Treston Ebner. So, look, and I understand they were playing Kansas. I get it. But, like, honestly, the Baylor offense was, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. But then you're thinking, wait, Tepper, they won 47-14. What do you mean it was only okay? Well, they only had 352 yards total offense. Mm-hmm. It's fine, but nothing special, especially against Kansas. They outgained Kansas 352-328. Like, it was pretty evenly matched. The reason they ran away with this was Treston Ebner. Treston Ebner carried the ball 9 times for 36 yards and a touchdown. Treston Ebner had 2 catches for 53 yards and a score. And Treston Ebner returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns. 2. He's the reason they ran away from him. Treston Ebner gets a helmet sticker. And a helmet sticker for Cy Park fullback Nathan Livingston.
We need
more
fullbacks.
I love everything about this. Cy Park, new program, fullback named Nathan. I don't know why Nathan thinks it's important, but he had 14 carries for 273 yards and 3 touchdowns as a fullback.
Let's go.
Cy Park fullback Nathan Livingston gets a helmet sticker. 3 teams to worry about. Frisco Lone Star.
Yikes.
This was a Thursday night affair, I believe, where they go and they drop their opener to North Forney. Now, I want to be very clear. I think North Forney is going to be pretty good.
Yes.
I think that North Forney goes out there and they looked really strong out of the gates. They had a lot of injuries last year. They're healthy. I think Randy Jackson's Falcons are a team to keep an eye on. But the one thing I will say, mute computer. Mute computer. Mute computer. Why are you muting?
This is why you're a tripod guy.
I really am tripod guy. But for Frisco Lone Star, the number 2 team in 5A Division 1 to drop, and especially, by the way, with Denton Ryan, their district bunkmate, looking so good, a little worried about Frisco Lone Star. Texas A&M. I mentioned it off the top. Just a bizarre fits and starts game for the Aggies. I thought Kellen Mond was pretty bleh in this game.
Yeah.
Missed a couple of throws. I think you saw that they are going to struggle with who's going to catch the ball. I thought Isaiah Spiller was good. Basically had a 57-yard run that was very important, kind of buoyed the numbers. But, look, defense looked good. We thought the defense had a chance to be pretty good. It looked pretty good. Offense got to get into gear. And by the way, Vanderbilt's probably the worst team on their schedule. So, a little worried about the Aggies. and Atlanta. And I fall into this, and I'm not talking about the city in Georgia. I'm talking about the Rabbits. We fall into this trap every single year where we're like, man, maybe this is the year Atlanta does it. And then they schedule very tough in non-district. But they're 0-5. They're 0-5. They've dropped their district opener to White Oak, 28-21. But they are now 0-5. And look, they've lost Dangerfield, Paul Pewitt, Gilmer, Liberty Hill, and Liberty Isle rather, and White Oak. Good teams.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But
those aren't cupcake games.
I don't know. 0-5 is an ugly look. 3 teams to watch. Temple.
Yeah. What a showing.
Very impressive in a game that was very sloppy in the first half. Mm-hmm. They cleaned it up in the second half and looked really, really strong. They were Arizmendi, their quarterback, was very sharp. The defense came up with big plays. Watch out for Blue Front Whiteback Magic. Good win over the Lobos. Texas State, we mentioned them. Man, they're gonna feel like. I mean, they've got to feel like they should be, they should be at least 2-2.
Yeah,
arguably 3-1.
Yeah, they've dropped so many close games.
I mean, they arguably should have beaten not arguably. They should have beaten UTSA.
Yes, absolutely.
Should have beaten UTSA. Probably should have beaten Boston College.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up a game time touchdown with a minute 11 and gave up a game-losing field goal. And then SMU, they're right into the end.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got to finish, but keep an eye on Texas State. I think that once they get into conference play, they're going to be a team to keep an eye on. And how about Buda Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
Buda Johnson goes out there, and in their first year as a varsity program, they win their opener by going out there. Or why did I pull Buda Hayes? That's dumb. And they beat Lockhart 31-22. Keep an eye on Buda Johnson, the new school down there in Buda. Those are 3 teams to watch. That's Monday Morning Fallout.